I am tuning in live from all the platforms today. Normally, I don't go live on Instagram, but I'm trying it out. I'm kind of like, pushing out of that comfort zone and really, you know, testing my limits. Because for me, for some reason, it's easy to do lives on my Facebook group because it's private. There's only a few people in there. And so going live to a public audience of a lot more people, my heart's beating. I'm like, but, also at the same time, it's like, what is there to fear? You know, there may be people that judge it, whatever, probably have some sort of thought about it, whatever, again. Um, but it feels good to just push record, and really that's the key with making content, in my opinion, especially if you struggle with making content, is doing it live, and doing it live in front of more than like as many people as you can, because you're pushing that comfort zone, you're pushing that boundary, that allows you to overcome some of those things, like allows you to really, when you go do it again, you realize it wasn't that big of a deal, and especially, not a lot of people watch yet, but we're definitely getting there. So today, I wanted to talk about kind of my journey and how that relates with some of the components necessary for marketing. Okay. So when I started my business 3 years ago, um, I started as a social media uh, manager. So I took a course, learned how to do social media, but I was never really good at it. And so I struggled with it. I didn't like it. I was trying to do everything, being like Tony Robbins talks about, working in your on your business, not in your business. And so I was working in the business by doing everything, building funnels, running ads, doing the social media management, just trying to run everything for one client at $1,000 a month. And I wasn't, getting any results, number one, with my first client. And number two, just couldn't scale. I couldn't have any more clients because I was doing everything, wasting all my time, not necessarily wasting any time, actually, because it was all valuable. I've learned a lot. Um, but in that process of kind of learning, okay, this wasn't really what I wanted, I tried to find something else. I tried to move on and find something else that I was passionate about. I knew that I wanted to stay in business, have my own. And so I was introduced to ClickFunnels, which I've started going through courses, built my own funnels for my own products. I even built a ketogenic weight loss program, had workout videos recorded, had food plans, recipes, and I think a little bit of coaching on the side just to get some results for people. But I got two in-person clients, but as far as actually launching that product or program, we just never did anything with it because we were always like on to the next thing. And I think that's probably a common thing, and let me know, amongst entrepreneurs is, like, is it's the shiny object syndrome, where you're working on something, you're building something, and then another opportunity comes and it might seem a little bit better than the one you're in, and so you stop completely on what you were already working on, possibly creating momentum, and um going on this different adventure. So now you got to restart. And so I did that many, many times. I got into keto. I was helping someone sell like some XR pill. So I can't even remember the name. Um, through funnels, and I like just coaching and different products that we even created and never really had a lot of success with. Um, it just was on to the next thing, right? So, but what happened was I had to like make a decision on what I wanted to do. I had a crypto business, and we were helping people learn how to trade cryptocurrencies. And but I was also doing marketing at the same time, that kind of shiny object syndrome. And I had to make a decision to go full in on marketing. And so that's what I did. I turned to marketing and just started learning everything that I could about it. And what was interesting is what happened after the fact was that I I was working on a few projects and was introduced via a ClickFunnels forum that which is just like a Facebook group. So, easier term to understand, I guess. Maybe you probably know that other one. But I was introduced to a guy named Nick Trevelyan who had a mastermind in San Diego, and I built a couple funnels for him. He really liked them, invited me out to speak at his event with his inner circle. And so when I went to that inner circle, group, I was just surrounded by people that were, making six figures plus at least. Um, Not only that, but they were very like supportive and very motivated and inspired by what they were doing. And so, that was me feeling that inspiration. I was like, it's like the five people you surround yourself with is who you become, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hopefully, I have been unmuted this whole time. The last time I did this, I freaking had that whole thing muted. Um, I was surrounded by some amazing people. Ended up closing some clients and had some stuff going on back home. So I decided to cancel my flight home from San Diego and stay. I didn't have any money. I literally had like a backpack with my laptop and some clothes and a luggage. Um, and just luckily I had someone there that gave me a 2 week period. Becky Mazias, thank you so much. She let me stay at her place for 2 weeks, and you know over the course of things I found a place. Long story short, I could sit here and give you the boring details, but um I even spent a night homeless, which was an interesting experience, sleeping on the grass with all my stuff. I can't say I know what it's like for other people, but I got a little taste. Anyway, so I found a place and then got invited by a client of mine to go to Funnel Hacking Live. And so at Funnel Hacking Live, it was another event where there was a lot of people to be surrounded by that just were on the same path, had the same goals, wanted the same future, right? And I met a guy that's a client of mine now on the last day, right at the end of the presentation, that needed a funnel builder. They had just fired someone else. So, the law of attraction universe, kind of thing. I met my client and we started back in March of 2020 and or sorry, February, and today have done over $4.5 million in that time frame. So that's not my money. That's his money. We have our own agreement, but the point of it is like from going from my dad's place, um sleeping on the couch, he kind of wanted me to go get a job because I was living rent free, and he didn't see any clients coming in, so on and so forth. But um from that, really no clients, barely getting by, barely able to pay my rent. Somehow I just made it happen every month. To helping a client go to $4.5 million in over a year, a little over a year, um, is pretty incredible. Because I went from a place of really not knowing exactly what I was doing to there's always improvement, but I've 10x my ability in the marketing world. You know, and so in that year and a half has been the most amount of growth I've ever seen because I've been forced to, kind of just figure it out. And so, um, each time that I've come to the edge of losing it all. I've kind of just figured it out. And what I've realized is, finding something that you're passionate about, finding something that you really enjoy, and going all in on it, like losing all distraction. And I've definitely been tempted by distraction with various things, right? We'll just keep it at that. But I'm at a place now where that's no longer a problem. Um, but finding something that you're passionate about, going all in on it, and you know, finding people that can help you get there. That's really been the majority of my success, is other people, and so that's why I believe it's so important to have and develop a supportive, thriving community. And we can do that with Facebook groups. We can do that within our email lists. We can do that all over social media, and obviously in person. Um, but it's kind of that community that we build, because those people really make any of the other parts of business you know work possible. Sorry. Make any of it possible is them. So I talk a lot about how you have to freaking get your message dialed in. You have to know these people as if, you know like they were a sister or brother, and you really needed to help them. They were in a spot that they didn't want to be, and you had the solution. How would you talk to that person? Maybe not so lovey-dovey, right, on that note, but like just knowing them, a lot about them. You can kind of feel them. You can kind of like um talk directly to them. And so, you know, making sure that messaging is dialed in. Hopefully I'm not going too much off tangent, but I really just wanted to tell a little bit about my backstory and how, you know, within a very short period of time, a lot of things can change. Within 12 months, you could take your business from, maybe making six figures a year to seven figures. It's not a stretch, especially if you have a sales process that works and is tested and proven, that you don't have to do. Because I mean, to a point, there is involvement, but something that you like a sales process, follow-up process, an advertising campaign. There's a lot to that, but with the right strategies, the right messaging, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, and it doesn't have to be super complex. Some of the simplest funnels I've ever built have converted the best. We just ran a campaign a couple days ago. Over the last 4 days, my client has done $500,000 on an organic promotion, to a straight up checkout that just lets them buy. It doesn't really give them much information about the product, and there's no webinar, and there's no like sales page or anything. Now, with that scenario, that person has been building their following and building that community, really standing for something. And so he's able to guide people the right direction. And so that's what we want to be able to do, is gain that influence, gain that credibility, show up and prove to people that we can actually help them by actually helping them. Okay. So that's my story for today. I'm gonna cut it at that. I don't know if there's any questions. I see one little linger on the on the video. What's up? Um, I don't know if you got any questions. I'll hang out for just a sec. I usually just end it. I'm also working on developing a done with you course. So the idea is, I want to provide all the templates, all like for your funnel, for your email, even for your ad campaigns, templates for creating content, templates for doing your webinar, and everything really. And then and then kind of showing you how to use it live in a group setting. Bringing people on, looking at their funnel in real time, seeing what we can improve. Um, Really diving into the messaging and helping you uncover those pieces. so that you can develop a really good marketing message, attracting the right people in, repelling the wrong people out. So those are some of the ideas of what it'll look like. Done with you, I like, because I can be involved and we can do it together. Um, Done for you, I'm only limited on the amount of clients I can take on at a time. But well, I don't see any comments, or maybe I'm not able to see it through StreamYard. But thank you for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me for so long. It's been a good little 15 minutes. At callwithshane.com, you can get access to a free 30-minute training that's going to teach you exactly how to, find your marketing message, um, develop your customer avatar, your competitor analysis, right? So you can start to understand what kind of offers need to be made, what kind of words need to be said in order for people to actually take you up on that offer, right? So that's callwithshane.com. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I go live in the Facebook group. I just checked out Instagram Live, and that was a freaking barrier for me. I was like, dang, I don't know if I want to go live in front of that many people, at least within our group, the Facebook group. There's only 105, 6 people. So, less eyes. So it's a little more comfortable, but I'm going to be pushing myself out of my comfort zone, trying to provide you as much value as possible. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.